And finally, I get round to actually going out somewhere. Trip number 1, Exeter Cathedral. Finally, I get round to writing up the trip I did last Sunday. As you may recall, I was bitching about not having the money to travel abroad, and so brought the Rough Guide to Devon and Cornwall book to get my arse out of the house. First on my list of places to visit was Exeter Cathedral, St Peter's, which feels strange as I only used to live 2 minutes down the hill from it, and never gave it a huge amount of interest. It's a vast pile of yellow sandstone with 2 impressive towers on the front, made of statues piled up on top of each other. There is something very Harry Potterish about the front, as though they're all going to start swearing at you as soon as you walk through the door. I'll be honest with you, I spent the first quarter of an hour wandering about inside, feeling as though I was really trying to be interested in the place, if only to make sense of the £7.50 entrance fee. Don't get me wrong, it's a supremely impressive place. The longest continuous Gothic ceiling in the world stretched out above me. The light glittered through the stained windows, and some woman was making a fine tinkering of swirling hypnotic chant-style music on the cathedral's massive organ. But it was hard to get away from it being ABC, another bloody church, and being a tourist in a place of worship makes me feel uneasy. All the way around are plaques to the dead, flags to the dead, carvings of the dead, and the sense of the place is pointing a big bony finger at me and saying, "You're next, you feeble cardiac biscuit muncher." I retreat to the gift shop to buy a 3D fridge magnet of the cathedral for Andy, knowing that its naffness will be a surefire hit with him. I wasn't wrong. I sit at the back of the cathedral, somewhat deflated by my first adventure. There was a free tour milling its way around, being led by an elderly lady with a sash, a walking stick, and a school mistress demeanour. I've never done a tour before, but something in a "I don't take prisoners" manner had me intrigued enough to tag along, and I'm thoroughly glad I overcame my cynicism. She was fascinating. Did you know there's an astronomical clock that they used to oil with tallow, which is animal fat, that used to attract rats, so they had money put aside each year for a cathedral cat. At the door that goes to the clock mechanism is a hole, which is the 13th century cat flap. On an embroidery is an image of a local debtors' prison, where inmates would lower their shoes to beg for money, hence the term living by a shoestring. There are various cock-ups in the carvings. A woman with 2 left feet, an elephant with 2 sets of ears, and naughty bits the masons snuck into the stonework. And during the war, the cathedral was bombed. The only fatality was a verger's cat that had lost an eye in a fight with an owl, and is commemorated by its own little bust in the rebuilt cathedral wall. He'll now be staring at a tourist for centuries to come. We trundled around for an hour, and by the time our guide had finished, I'd found myself enjoying the place and wishing that she had been my history teacher at school. I'm rather glad I went now. Even the fridge magnet doesn't look so tragically naff.